Atalanta asked. "If you beat me, you will certainly have something to boast about." As Atalanta stared at the proud young man, she wondered why the gods would wish one as young and bold as Hippomenes to die. And for the first time, she felt she might rather lose than win. Inexperienced in matters of the heart, she did not realize she was falling in love. "Go, stranger," she said softly. "I'm not worth the loss of your life." Hippomenes eagerly sought the same. Atalanta was forced to give in. With a heavy heart, she consented to race the young man the next day. In the pink twilight, alone in the hills, Hippomenes prayed to Venus, the goddess of love and beauty. He asked for his help in the race against Atalanta. When Venus heard Hippomenes' prayer, she was only too glad to help him, for she wished to punish the young huntress of despising love. As if in a dream, Venus led Hippomenes to a mighty tree in the middle of an open field. The tree shimmered with golden leaves and golden apples. Venus told Hippomenes to pluck 3 of the apples from the tree, and then she told him how to use the apples in the race against Atalanta. Under his tunic, Hippomenes hid his 3 golden apples. When the trumpet sounded, the 2 shot forward and ran so fast that their bare feet barely touched the sand. They looked as if they could run over the surface of the sea without getting their feet wet, or skim over the fields of corn without even bending the stalks. The crowd cheered for Hippomenes, but Atalanta rushed ahead of him and stayed in the lead. When Hippomenes began to paint, and his chest felt as it might burst open, he pulled one of the golden apples out from under his tunic and tossed it toward Atalanta. The gleaming apple hit the sand and rolled across Atalanta's path. She left her course and chased after the glittering ball, and Hippomenes gained the lead. The crowd screamed with joy, but after Atalanta picked up the golden apple, she quickly made up for her delay and scooted ahead of Hippomenes. Hippomenes tossed another golden apple. Again, Atalanta left her course, picked up the apple, then overtook Hippomenes. As Hippomenes pulled out his 3rd golden apple, he realized this was his last chance. He reared back his arm and hurled the apple as far as he could into a field. Atalanta watched the golden ball fly through the air. She hesitated, wondering whether or not she should run after it. Just as she decided to, Venus touched her heart, prompting her to abandon her course and rush after the glittering apple. Atalanta took off into the field after the golden apple, and Hippomenes sped forward the finish line. Hippomenes won Atalanta for his bride, but then he made a terrible mistake. He neglected to offer gifts to Venus to thank her for helping him. Enraged by his ingratitude, the goddess of love and beauty called upon the moon goddess, Diana, and told her to punish Hippomenes and Atalanta. As the moon goddess studied the 2 proud lovers hunting in the woods and fields, she admired their strength and valor, and she decided to turn them into animals they most resemble. One night, as Atalanta and Hippomenes lay side by side under the moonlight, changes began to happen to their bodies. They grew rough amber coats and stiff, long claws, and when dawn came, they woke and growled at the early light. Then the thick tails of the 2 mighty lions swept the ground as they began hunting for their breakfast. From then on, Atalanta and Hippomenes lived together as lions deep in the woods. The end.
Bless you.
Okay. Nice job, guys.
Glory Stellar.
I think you guys should make a transparency with the moon on it. That last part.
I look at all this money. Yeah. If you steal my J-Bucks, I know exactly how many I have.
32.
How you know?
Because I heard you counting.
I was counting. So I wasn't even talking. 32.
You're like 30.
32.
She has 34.
6.
Oh, you have 36?
Oh.
Oh, yes, I guess.
It's not done. It's still recording.
I know, I'm saying, when it's over, he's still recording.
The other thing.
Well.
money.
Whatever.
I got all this dough. All this money. It's so dark in here, you can't even see me on the camera. I know.
This guy's sideways. It's sideways.
I'm not telling you.
31?
Nope.
It's sideways. 32?
What you know about
Wait. Oh, just